Welcome back, viewers. Today, the book we are going to be reviewing is called Outburst. It is written by Akosua Atuah. Akosua, welcome to the couch.
Thank you for having me.
Well, Akosua, I would want us to dig into... First of all, I love the look of the book.
Thank you very much.
I really, really love the look of the book. I think we would get more into all of that. First of all, I want to understand a bit about your background.
Okay.
So tell me about Akosua.
Well, my name is Akosua. I am 21. I just turned 21 in November. I am the second born out of 4. I have an older brother, Jonathan. I have a little brother, Nanado, and the last baby, Abna. I lost my mom when I was 13, but I live with my dad and my stepmom. Yeah, we're a family of 6, very quiet. I'm kidding, I feel like I'm the loud one, but
Okay.
yeah. I went to Tema International School for sixth form, and I'm currently a third-year student at Marist College. I'm studying criminal justice and the paralegal program. I plan on becoming a lawyer someday, as well as a writer. So that's pretty much it about me.
See, for most writers, you know, when you talk to most writers, they feel like they are spectators in life, if you can say that. You know, so they're a little detached from everything. You know, so they sit back and they look and they write. Are you that kind of person?
I mean, I can understand why it would look like that, because I feel like for you to become a writer, or for you to get people to relate to your work, you have to kind of write what people don't normally see, or what normally you have to write what people don't talk about, or what people don't see. So I think that writers tend to be by themselves a lot. I can vouch for that.
So you're an introvert?
Well, half and half, because I'm quite loud. Like, I'm a loud person. Like, you'll see me in the club, you know, turning up. But I feel, but like, if it's also time for me to like sit down and write, you'll probably see me alone, like, you know, with a cup of tea, with my journal, and, you know, writing. I feel like that's when you're more in touch or in tune with yourself. Yeah.
So let's talk about your interest for writing.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, let's take it right from the top. At what point did you realize that, I love to write, or, you know, what developed that interest in writing?
Funny enough, my dad and I always used to argue that, you know, I never read enough, or I'm never doing, he always used to be on my case about doing a word a day. And I would always nag about it. And I never thought that writing would be my passion. But when I lost my mom at 13, I found solace in writing, and I never turned back. That's where I knew that, you know, this was it.
Let's talk about your favorite artists. Obviously, you would have, you know, 1 or 2 people that you love to read.
Definitely. Wow, it's a long list. Amata Edu, Chimamanda, definitely my favorite.
Oh, she's my favorite.
Oh yeah,
Amata Edu too, right?
Yeah, I love it. There are other people. Well, when I went to America for school, I got introduced to the Ijeoma. She's Nigerian, and Rupika. I don't know where she's from. Yeah. And a few others, basically. Yeah. Okay.
So what would you say you read that was like a turning point? Because, you know, normally something there's that interest. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Because I feel that sometimes you have certain interests, it lies dormant within you for a while, and then something wakes it up, you know, within you, sort of. What would you say, you know, unearthed the writing passion in you? What writing or who or what experience would you credit with that?
I would say that when I lost my mom, I was 13. But, you know, I was moving on with life as, you know, as usual. And a friend of mine asked me, I think someone in our school had lost a parent, also around my age. And they asked me what advice would I give them, you know, as a fellow child that had lost their parent. And I didn't understand why they were asking me, because I felt like I hadn't even dealt with my grief yet. You know, like I felt like I was dealing with it in the worst way possible. And
What might that be? What was the worst way possible?
I didn't know. I didn't know a way. You know, it was new to me, so I didn't know. You know, I felt like I just wasn't doing it the right way. You know, so when they asked me, I was like, wait, what am I going to tell this person? What do I have to say? Honestly, I didn't know. But then I went back to my journal. I sat down and I realized that, you know, there's so many things that people don't say. Well, especially in Ghana, there are lots of things that people don't say to another person when they've lost someone. You know, things that I believe can help the grieving process, you know. And so that I think that's what pushed me, that is what pushed me into writing.
Okay, so then you have a journal, you keep a journal, but would this be your first published work?
Yes.
This is your first?
Yes.
But you have other stuff that you never really published. What was the first thing you wrote? This?
Well, the first published thing I wrote,
No, the first thing you ever wrote.
Oh, wow. I don't,
because we all have those weird poems you write, don't you?
I don't remember, honestly. It was a while back. The very first thing I wrote was, I don't know. I think I wrote when I found out about my mom passing. Okay. I think that was it. I really don't remember. I should have brought my journal. Yeah.
Okay, so now I want us to dig right into Outburst.
Okay.
First of all, like I was saying, I love the look of the book.
Thank you.
I really, really, really love the look of the book. It looks like something, you know, this is something that would draw you in.
Yeah.
This is a book that would interest you. You'd want to, you know. Let's talk about the inspiration for the book. How did we get here?
Well, the cover art was done by my very good friend Akosua Atuah. The plan was that I didn't want a lot of color. That was the plan, because I wanted people to look at the book and, you know, grab it and be like, ooh, like, this is interesting. I want to see what's in it. You know, I didn't want the cover to tell the story. Okay. I wanted you to sit down and open the book and read, you know. So, and my favorite color is black, so we just went with black and white. And yeah, so far everybody really likes it.
It's really good. Yeah. How about the bookmarker? Does it come with a book?
It does. It comes with a book. When you get the book, it comes with it. Yeah.
I love the beaded detail.
Yeah.
Love it.
My culture.
Great. We do love our culture here at Pan African TV. So now let's talk about the inspiration for the book.
The inspiration, I think I wrote for young adults, really, and the many people that people like me that are going through things that they can't really speak to their parents about, or you know, can't really speak to older people about because of how close knit our culture is. So if I had a problem, instead of me to go to my parents, I'd probably go to my friends who are the same age as I am and probably don't know as much as, you know. Yeah, so I wrote out my experience, my story, you know, things that I've been through, not only my own, you know, my friends, you know, what they've been through, you know, basically life through the eyes of a young adult.
Of a 21-year-old.
Of a 21-year-old, I would say.
Okay, so then your audience is the young adult. Your audience is the 19, perhaps 25-year-old. Is that even younger?
Yeah.
Okay, so what were you hoping to achieve with the book? What do you hope that, say, a 22-year-old or a 17-year-old picks up this book? What do you want the person to take away from the book?
Well, first things first, that I hope that my generation will pick up is to never be afraid to speak up. They're never too young to start anything. You know, if you have a goal, if you have a dream, you know, don't think that because you're young or because, you know, people won't take you seriously, so you're just going to hide out and not, you know, take on the initiative. That's one of the things that I want people to take from it. I also want creatives in my generation to start writing. You know, they don't have to necessarily write the way other past writers have written. You know, they can stray from the norm. They don't have to, you know, be so stiff. I believe that that's what my generation brings to the world. You know,
it's interesting you say that, because if there's something I noticed from reading your book, is the fact that the style is not
very different.
Yeah, it's quite different. It's so you know, it's like just like the way we are talking. It just you know, flows like that. It's not too poetic. Can I say that? It's not, you know, it's not
the norm. Yeah.
It doesn't follow any, you know, and I like that. I like the fact that you say that let's express ourselves in our own ways, you know. Yeah. So that is great. I want us to talk about research or background, if we can, to the book? Because for any project that you undertake, you know, it's interesting you bring up Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, because for her book, not Things Fall Up, not Purple Hibiscus, Half of a Yellow Sun. Half of a Yellow Sun. She talks about having to research the book for months and months and months. She had to go and dig into Biafra, you know, to understand that era and all that happened. So was there any research?
Well, my grandmother definitely had a lot to say when I told her about the book.
Okay.
So she had an input. Well, she didn't know that there's a poem about her actually, but she didn't know until after that I wrote about her. But I asked her a lot of questions, you know, in terms of how our culture was and how in her time, you know, the relationship between parents and kids, you know, how the relationship was like. And I also had to, you know, sit down and really dig deep
into yourself.
Into myself. Yeah, because
own your emotions.
Honestly, because I felt like, you know, I was telling my story and so I had to dig deep. I wouldn't consider that research, but I guess you can call it research, yeah. But I had to dig deep, and I spoke to a lot of my friends. You know, my friends are actually my editors. And I spoke to them, and they gave me their own experiences. I spoke to my dad, my mom, my stepmom, and my brothers. I spoke to a lot of people.
Okay, so is this fiction? Or when I read your book and I see your friends, I can, you know, think deep and try to figure out who I'm reading about on page 33?
I don't think so. I think that one you'll have to bribe me. Maybe I'll have to give it to you. I'll have to give it. You have to see me in Chambers.
I will see you in Chambers. I will see you in Chambers. So let's talk about challenges in writing the book. Are there any challenges?
Challenges?
Yes.
Well, I mean, there's the regular challenge for a writer where you write something and you think it's never good enough.
I know that one.
Yep. Where you will write something and then you will go back and you say, okay, I'm done. And then you'll go back again. Say, okay, I have to edit this part. Okay, no, it's not good. And then there's the challenge where you'll send it off to your editors and they'll tell you, no, I think this sentence should go here. And you, the writer, you're like, no, you don't agree. And then there's also the big challenge of, you know, fear, because you don't know how people are going to take your work. You know, you want to send the right message. And sometimes you wish like you could open your brain so that people would understand exactly what you're trying to, you know, get across. But it doesn't work like that. So you have to bend over backwards. You have to toil, basically. But I had a very great support system. You can see them here.
Yes, you came with the, you know, with your squad.
Yeah, I had a very huge, very ginormous support system that, you know, they kept pushing me and telling me that what I was doing was great, and I could have never written the book without them. So, yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the writing process itself. You know, let's talk about the writing process. Did you decide, for instance, and you're free to decline to answer. I mean, you know, it could add to the mystery of the book. I'm just trying to probe in deeper. Did you decide one day that I want to write a book and dedicate perhaps a few months to it? You know, I want to know how the process was, or was it something you were just doing every day? And then you realize, oh, I have enough material to put together to make a book. What was the process like?
I don't know. I remember I think we were in college, probably sophomore year. Sophomore year, first semester. And I picked up the phone and I called my friend Rayma and I said, I'm writing the book. And she said, okay, let's do it, you know. And then I told my roommate's Sana, I told her as well that I'm writing the book. And I think they thought that I was writing the book, but not I wasn't going to publish it yet. So when I started compiling and, you know, staying up late and, you know, Sana was like, sis, what are you doing? You know, I'm like, oh, I'm writing the book. And she's like, oh, when do you plan to publish? Are you publishing anytime soon? I said, yeah, I plan on publishing soon. I don't know when yet, but soon. The plan first was 40 poems, then 60, then 70, then 80, and then now we have 81.
81 poems.
81 poems.
81 poems.
Yep, 81 poems.
81 poems.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, this is a question I wanted to save for later, but now that we might as well. Why Outburst?
Ask the question.
Yes.
Because I think that a lot of the things that I've written on, the topics that I've written on are very, no one really talks about them. You know, I think that I've basically written about life, really, and the hard parts that I feel like people don't really express themselves about. You know, they don't really talk about them. And I think this is someone I think this is me. I've been quiet for a while, and I'm finally bursting out, if I would say.
Okay, so and this is not a very conventional question, but I'll ask it anyway. You know that every book has something about it. And I'll go back to Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie because she's
your favorite.
She is, well, I'll own up to it. She is my favorite, and you have her as your favorite too. So we have that in common, so we can relate. When you take all her books, I think that her books always have something about them, all of them. I see the shock factor. Sometimes I see that she deliberately goes out of her way to shock you, you know. And I find that unique about her writings, you know. So what is unique about Outburst? You know, what were you hoping to do? Were you hoping to shock us into realizing something? Were you hoping to take us along with you on an everyday, stuff that we all know? I mean, we will get into the book proper, we would. But before we do that, I want to get into your mind a bit.
I think that the shocking part or the unique thing about this book is just to give the older generation an idea of what we, the young people, actually go through, or what, we're thinking. We're a lot smarter than we seem. I'm sure the older generation probably think, we have it easy, we have a lot laid out for us. We have the foundation and everything laid out for us, and, but I think that they don't know other things. Like, they don't know the struggles that we go through, and think that somebody picking up this book will probably not think that it was written by a 21-year-old.
No.
Yeah. So I think that is the shocking factor, that I am 21 and I did the damn thing.
You did it, girl. Well, viewers, I'm still talking to Akosua, who has written this, collection of short poems, Outburst. I will take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we will get into the book and discuss some of her poems, and also hopefully have her read to us well towards the tail end of the program. So viewers, stay with us. We will be right back.